Alright guys, back with another video today. Once again, safety is always important. It's always paramount first, right? So make sure there's nothing behind me, in front of me, not shooting arrows, right? Like near people, right? I'm just showing you guys some training tips in my place. So don't think that, his kids are running around. Now it's like really late at night. Kids are sleeping upstairs. So I'm not drawing or doing anything crazy. I, the the camera is sitting on top of my target. Okay, so if I shot, it's gonna go right into my target, 2 feet away. So a lot of people out there are like, "Oh, he's releasing arrows in his house. He's gonna hurt somebody." I'm not back here. I'm not way back here shooting. I'm standing right here in front of the target. And people say, "Well, what if it ricochets off the target?" Well, then, oh well. I'm okay. So, here's a tip for people out there who, I was talking to some guy on Instagram the other day. He was shooting out to like 40 yards, whatever, right? And I think he shot pretty good. He showed me the end results of his shooting at the 40 yards, right? But I've seen a lot of people on Instagram think they're so good, man. They can hit the target at 40 yards, man. Like I hit a bullseye at 40 yards. Right. Okay. That means you're accurate. You can hit the target at 40 yards. Good for you. Now, are you precise? That is a question for a lot of people out there who they want to shoot one arrow and they'll be like, "Yeah, man, I'm shooting at the 60, 80 yards. Look, how many arrows did you lose in that 60 or 80 yard shot when you're trying to do it for your Instagram video?" People are lobbing arrows, losing arrows every single day. That doesn't make you a good archer. What makes you a good archer is if you can hit the same spot, or at least a group, I'd say 3 to 5 arrows. 3 arrows, the minimum. Second arrow might mean you have a little bit of luck. That third arrow, if you hit 2 arrows right in the center, and then 1 arrow's over here, that means it means you gotta work on your precision. Your precision that shows actual skill in an archer. Those of you guys out there who think it's really cool, man, I can hit the target at 80 yards. I hit dead bullseye at 60 yards, man. I'm so good. No, can you hit that exact same spot 2 more times? If you can't hit that same spot 2 more times, that means you're just doing it to show off. You think you're so great. You're not that great. Other archers are going to look at it and be like, "Okay, so you hit it one time. Congratulations. How many takes did it take?" A lot of people, and I've done this before, I've been guilty of this before, where I hit the target, and I stop the camera record button, and I'm like, "All right, cool, I'm going to post it on Instagram," right? That doesn't show my skill. If I can hit that same spot 2 more times, 2 to 5 more times, that means I've mastered that area. Right? If you're having arrows all over the target, you need to bring it back in and go back to the fundamentals, start plucking arrows. The wider your spread goes, the farther you back you go, you need to bring it back in and start all over again. And as you group, you get up to 20 yards and you're grouping really good at 20 yards, that means, okay, I'm pretty good at 20 yards. And you can consistently hit at 20 yards, then that shows a real skill. But those guys out there who are just like, "Hey man, I hit it one time at 40 yards, man, I'm pretty good." Can you hit that same spot again 2 more times? People who don't do archery and they watch you shoot for the first time and they see you hit that target at 40 yards, they're like, "Oh man, you're so good, man. You're the best I've ever seen," right? But can you hit that same spot 2 more times? That's people who are actually archers, like myself or other people who shoot all the time, aren't impressed with you hitting it one time. And then all the rest of your arrows are like all over the place, painting the target. That's not impressive. And what's impressive is precision. Accuracy means you can hit your target. Precision, if you're precise, that means you can hit that same spot consistently. 1, 2, 3, right in that same area, right? And I say no more than 3 or 3 to 4 inch spread, right? In that whole area, right? If your arrows are in that same spot, that means you're pretty precise. Now, if you're hitting off to the right and all your arrows are going to the right in that one little cluster, that means you're still precise, but it means you're not accurate. So you need to know where you're aiming on your target, right? So if you're shooting too far to the right, then you need to kind of back it off a little bit. And okay, now I need to pull it to the left a little bit and then start plucking. Right? And try to remember, one of the things is also remembering where you're shooting. A lot of people, what they do is they shoot, they come back, and they shoot, right? And then they don't remember where they shot. So then the next arrow, they grab it, right? You notice how I didn't look at the nock when I was doing this. A lot of you guys are doing this. You lost your target, and it shows that you're an amateur. So, one of the best ways, without getting too distracted from the main part of the video, about precision and accuracy, is also being able to know, because if you're doing this whole thing, now you're moving around. You're all over the place. Now you're not in the same spot, right? So if you're able to just worry about where your bow's at, right? Because I need to worry about my bows. If I'm going like this, now I got to start all over again and figure out where I shot from last time. So recommendation is after you shoot, right? I just released that arrow, boom. I should be able to stick it on there. Look, see how minimum that movement was? I'm still in the same exact spot, right? However method you shoot. Some people, like I said once again, some people shoot like this, corner of the mouth, right? Actually, I'm not doing it correctly. If I'm doing like this, it means it's not right, but I don't shoot like that. My method is the Canon method, where you have the front sight post, once again, you can sort of see it, and the rear sight post is underneath my eye, and that's how I shoot. So when I'm pulling back, boom, I can sort of see. Now, see, being able to nock your arrow is just as important as drawing your arrow back and getting to the same anchor spot. Because if you're, once again, you're doing this whole thing, like I see every archer. When I go down to the range, I don't go to the range anymore because it's just quite annoying having to wait for everybody else in the line and everybody clear, and then we all walk down together, holding hands, singing Kumbaya. It annoys the crap out of me. Right? I like going on there every once in a while because getting a chance to be around other archers is pretty cool, but you're around so many amateurs, you're just like, oh, this person is just, they got 25 arrows, and you're just sitting there waiting, right? So, when you're shooting, you're trying to do this whole thing, now you just lost your target. Now you got to start all over again. Now you got to figure out, okay, was I like this? I don't know where I'm at. So, most important thing is filling your nock. Once again, some people say, well, how do you do it? I did in my last video. Empty space, I should be able to see through the exact other side. Not like this, where I can't see anything. See, all you see is white. I should see an empty space, right? What I do, anchor. Always remember this. If you can't remember anything else, pinky. Stick your pinky out. Just stick your pinky out. You don't know why. Just do it. Just do it. I know what I'm talking about, right? So I'll show you that pinky. Boom. Catches on my string, right? Boom. Sorry. That's when I turn it incorrectly. Okay, let me start all over again because you guys are like, what? Now this guy's full of crap, right? Boom. So you saw me screw it up, but I'll show you again. You guys already see me do it multiple times in the video. It's just grabbing the arrow. You can kind of sort of see the empty space. Hopefully you guys can see it as I'm drawing it. Boom. I'm looking at the target the entire time. I'm not looking here or here. I'm not doing that because you're wasting time and you're changing your shot every single time you move the bow. You're moving the bow around, you can have shots all over the place. So, once again, boom. See that? Make sure you also knock it too. You hear that little click on there. If you don't hear the click, that means you're not fully knocked. You gotta pull. And even if you don't put it on there all the way correctly, it'll still slide up. See? I can mess around with it. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So one last time, I'll show you guys from the side. So as I'm drawing it, and I'm ready to draw. See that? I'm ready to draw. My arm wasn't fully extended out like it should be, but it's kind of hard to see with the camera. But also a nice loose grip on the bow. Notice I'm not grabbing it like this. I'm grabbing it like just a nice light grip on the bow. Right? Keep it canted, at least for me. Keep it canted. Alright? Just like that. And you see your shot should go in the same spot, hopefully as much as possible. That's how it should be. So, once again, when you're drawing it, look, I'm spinning around, messing around. I'm not even looking at the knock. I'm not looking at the knock. And I grab it. Boom. See? You didn't even see me look at the knock. I'm not staring at the knock. I'm not doing anything. It's already on there. Look, it's already on there. I'm not doing anything, no magic. A lot of people are like, how do you knock it without looking? How do you knock it without looking? The method I showed you. Pinky out, kind of rounds your hand to hold, and then it should be lined up. Boom, you stick the arrow right on there, just like that. See that? If I'm like this, I'm going to be sliding, going all over the place. The arrow's going to be going down here, everywhere but the string. So the whole point is to, boom, and then it's already on there. And then you can draw back to anchor spot, release. Last tip, when you're releasing, so when you release, right, keep your bow as still as possible. If you're doing this, after your bow is, the moment you release it, and you're doing all this stuff with your bow, unless you're doing some kind of katra, which I don't do, katra, it's just, to me it's just weird. I don't want to move my bow. Some people that use katra, works for them. Me, I keep it as simple as possible, least amount of movement as possible. With katra, sure, you know, you're just skilled and you can do that stuff. With me, don't work with my brain. I just keep it straight. Keep it straight as much as possible, least amount of movement as possible. Because least amount of movement as possible means I'm gonna go straight to the target. I'm gonna go, all I gotta do is like this, boom. Draw, release, right? Now the next arrow, once again, see, look at my pinky, boom. Come back, release. That's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully this is real good information for you guys. That's as much knowledge I got, so stay frosty, my friends.